Today I was absolutely appalled to learn about the bumper paycheck secured by Caltex CEO Julian Segal on the back of the company's terrible behaviour and shameful treatment of Australian workers over recent years. According to the Sydney Morning Herald, Mr Segal joined the ranks of the highest paid executives in the country, taking home almost $14 million in salary, bonuses and share payouts. And it wasn't just Mr Segal who shared in these high-rolling spoils. Caltex CFO Simon Hepworth also pocketed a cool $3.95 million, and another 6 officials took home payments in excess of $1 million. Now, normally I wouldn't presume to cast judgment on the financial decisions of an individual company. If a company does well and they are good corporate citizens, then I would be the first to congratulate them. But Caltex is not any ordinary company, and Caltex has been anything but a good corporate citizen of this country. No, this is a company that has put monster profits over the well-being of its staff. This is a country that has chosen mass layoffs over working to find solutions that are clearly in the national interest. In 2014, Caltex closed its Kurnell refinery and several hundred hard-working Australians were sent to the unemployment line. The closure sent a savage blow through the local economy, and many other businesses suffered, including a nearby LPG unit which was forced to close. This was a terrible outcome for everyone but the Caltex executives. But this wasn't a one-off decision. Less than a year ago, Caltex again revealed colours with its disgraceful treatment of workers on the Alexander Spirit. While berthed in Devonport, in my home region of northwest Tasmania, the 36 crew of the Caltex oil tanker Alexander Spirit learnt that on their return to Singapore they would lose their jobs. At the time, we were very suspicious that the crew would then be replaced by foreign workers, although at the time the company denied that this was going to happen. The company response to the plight of these workers from the locals was amazing. The community response. A picket was set up beside the ship which was manned for the entire 3 weeks that the ship was docked in Devonport. A community rally saw around 200 people from the surrounding region come together to support the workers and their plight. It was great to see. But sadly, not one Liberal member of Parliament attended to see how the workers were going. For my part, I took every opportunity to go down to the picket line and show my support to the workers. I also boarded the ship to meet these hard-working men and women who had previously been told that their jobs were safe until 2019. It was a very sad visit, and my heart went out to these workers. These people have mortgages, families and plans for the future. The callously delivered news cast a terrible pall over all their hopes and obligations, and all of them lost their jobs, the whole 36. And despite this company's protestations that the ship wouldn't be filled with foreign workers, this is exactly what came to bear. Just as we had feared, by September the Alexander Spirit had returned to Australian waters crewed by foreign workers, and the bad behaviour doesn't stop there. Only in August last year it was revealed that a Caltex chartered ship carrying fuel between Queensland and South Australia had been underpaying its foreign crew since the beginning of the year, in contravention of Australian law. Let's be honest, Caltex has a kindred spirit in the Turnbull government, which has also shown a fervent desire to sell our maritime workers out to the lowest bidder. This isn't just about the jobs of individual workers, it's about our national capacity, maritime security, the environment and, very importantly, our fuel security. Given these very serious risks to both our maritime capacity and our fuel security, you'd expect that the government would be pulling out all the stops to find a solution to save these maritime jobs. Well, you'd be absolutely 100% wrong. The reality is that this government has done all it can to speed up the demise of the Australian seafarer. They tried to ram vicious legislation through this place that would see 93% of seafarers out of work. And when we in this place sensibly rejected their senseless attack, they vowed that they would continue. It's about time Australian jobs came before massive corporate profits, and it's about time that the Turnbull government backed in Australian workers rather than trying to shut down the entire industry.